You take the words right off of my lips. I can't help but smile. You take the words right off my tongue. Baby, won't you stay a while? 'Cause I just want your X's and O's. Not just me. You so close. The way you laugh, the way you sing.
We had a great love story.
Everything, the way you smile.
We met at a party through a friend. He had come from Oregon to visit her. High school sweethearts turned kindred spirits, and she wanted to show him a good time after a gnarly breakup. What's his type? She told me that he liked a girl that was gin and tonic. What does he even look like? She pulled up a picture of him for me to look at. Not my type. Skinny, glasses. I fancy pina coladas anyway. They came over to my place before the party, and I remember shaking his hand and hearing him introduce himself. My name is... He did it the same way with everyone. Direct eye contact, firm shake, strong introduction. Not my type. He told our friend that he liked me. We sat next to each other at the party and talked about podcasts and books and art. He had been on the swimming team too in high school, and cross country, and theater, and choir. Not my type. My friend told him to stop trying. After a few shots, I ended up back by his side. Everyone left the party, so we went to my place. I made pancakes and burned them. Our friend fell asleep on the couch, and we talked loudly in the kitchen all night, our voices filling the hallway like they had did the stage. I kept looking at him, telling myself, I like pina coladas. He likes gin and tonics. He's not my type. I'm not his type. Sometimes, though, what you are and what you like are two different matters completely. He kissed me, and I understood what people meant when they talked about sparks and fireworks. He went back to Oregon. I texted him, he texted me, and I bought a bus ticket there and a plane ticket back to the East Coast. We sat in cafes and talked about how we both used to want to be writers and didn't know what happened. We shared pen names and favorite plots. We talked about the creative process, what it was for each of us. When we got restless, we walked through Powell's bookstore for hours, using the Dewey Decimal System to lead our conversation. He picked up Pleasure of the Damned by Charles Bukowski and read me a poem from it. 3 days in, we exchanged 3 words with infinite meanings, and I went home for winter break. He wasn't my type. We wrote each other poems. He made me mixtapes. I wrote him songs. All my friends loved him. All his friends loved me. Everything we said to each other felt like prose. It didn't make sense. I once told him, you know how most things work in theory but not in practice? I think we work in practice but not in theory. He agreed. We had a great breakup story too. The vulnerability, the transparency, the reckless adoration started to dissipate. It was a conversation on an airplane that went too long. We were open books until we weren't. We told each other about our stories until we became a part of them. I need you to be emotionally available. I can't be that for you. I'm not there as a person yet. We ended it saying that we would always love each other, that we'd be friends one day when the wounds closed. That stupidly, we wished that we end up with each other. I remember hanging up and smiling. He said that it was impossible to be with someone and not cannibalize a part of yourself. I told him that there were a million things I wanted to do with him, but that there were 1,000,001 things that I still wanted to do by myself. After a few days, it hurt. I didn't stop writing him letters, I just didn't send them anymore. I didn't stop listening to his playlist, I just didn't tell him which songs my heart sang with that day. I told myself love is patient. Every day I refrained from pressing send. Every day my heart broke over again. He needed space. Space to grow, space to be selfish, space to make mistakes and be an individual, space to figure things out. Love is an addiction. Your brain in love looks like your brain on cocaine. He had gotten me that book from Powell's for Christmas. We had talked about addictive personalities. I remember that Borotsky was an alcoholic. With anyone else, I probably would have reached out. Being an only child, I'm used to getting my way. Him, though? I realized that when you really care, it stops being about you. I realized there's some truth in the cliche that if you love something, then you let it go. If it was yours, it'll come back. If it doesn't, it never was.
So close, I must admit, I must confess, I must profess that I love you.